What's up, guys? For those of you that don't know me, or those of you that do know me and don't really know my whole story, um, well, here it is. When I was 12 months old, my dad joked around that my first birthday cake almost killed me because I became type 1 diabetic at 12 months old, and I spent 11 days in the hospital. I was very lucky that my mom was adamant because the hospital kept telling her she was an overworried new mom and that pretty much she was crazy. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today. So thanks, Mom. And she was the one that took care of my diabetes, managed it up until, I became old enough to manage it on my own. I started doing my own insulin injections when I was 8. When I moved out at 17, I really started to neglect taking care of it, and I thought I was invincible. I had some kidney problems then. It was bad kidney pain, but I just thought that I was resilient and nothing bad was going to happen to me because, well, it just hadn't happened like they had made it sound like it would. Fast forward to 28 years old. I started feeling it around 24, 25, and then it just started to get worse. Well, at 28, I started losing my vision. I had to get injections in my eyes and a laser treatment. The first laser treatment on my right eye, which was my good eye, there was a tear in the back of my eye, which made me go completely blind instantly, pretty much. Not pretty much. As soon as I took the bandage off, I couldn't see anymore. And then the left eye slowly followed. And also around that time was when I found out I was in kidney failure. I ended up spending 2.5 months in the hospital at Wilson from November until December 28th of 2023. So I spent the holidays there, and my world was pretty much flipped upside down. I lost all my vision that following summer. So that's been an adjustment to get used to, of being completely blind. And now I've had osteomyelitis, which is an infection in my spine, but before that I had vegetation on my tricuspid valve in my heart from having a port from dialysis before my fistula became mature enough to use. So that led to that infection, and then we don't know how I got the osteomyelitis, but it settled in my spine, and it ended up weakening my L1 and my L2 vertebrae, and those ended up starting to crumble.
Kind of break down.
Yeah, break down, and my disc was protruding 0.9 centimeters into my spinal cord. So we had to pretty much do immediate surgery and so tomorrow I'm getting what they call a girdle stone surgery, where they're going to cut off the head of my femur, pretty much the ball part of the bone that goes into your pelvis or your hip, right?
Yeah, too.
And we're gonna send that out, see if that's infected or not. They're gonna put an antibiotic cement in there, and then I'm gonna hope like hell that I can get a hip surgery afterwards and be able to start walking sometime here in the not too far future. But I've been starting to manage my diabetes better, right?
Yes.
And I get dialysis now every 3 days every week. So I'm really scared about surgery tomorrow. I hate surgery. It's supposed to be an 8-inch incision, and yeah, if you guys could say some positive vibes and prayers and send them my way, I would really appreciate it. And that's my backstory for those of you who don't really know. If you know me or don't know me. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. But I guess that's about all I got for this video. Thanks, guys. From your problematic diabetic.